I don't know how to start one of these, so hello.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome. Hey.
Welcome.
This is Riley, I think my best friend. I don't know if he thinks the same of me,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
definitely?
Yeah.
Hey, that's good.
It's my fucking home dog right here. Hey, put it there.
Hey.
Put it there. So, we're at beautiful Mount Alexander.
That we are.
Today we're doing a magnet fishing video.
We're dropping it in, see what we get. I haven't made sort of any stuff creatively for ages, and you and me used to make a lot of creative stuff together.
Definitely, yep.
And you still do, doing your course and everything at uni. He's going to be a big director and writer one day. I'm very proud of him. I've been bleating about this to everyone recently. I had a very poignant moment in my life recently, working on his upcoming short feature film, Bushranger. I was an extra. I was in it for 2 seconds. I'm dead.
We killed him.
we killed him, yeah. And it was like a 2-hour shoot, I think, up in the Melville Caves, and I was lying face first in wet grass for like 2 full hours, dying of cold. And literally the only thing that was like running through my head is like, why the fuck am I not doing this more often? It was like, I actually felt like I died down there and sort of maybe resurrected again. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? So it's sort of just an excuse to make more stuff with you, I guess, and get back into that world, because I've been fucking slacking.
No, it's hard, man. Like, and I was the same, like working at my job, and it all culminated in this really bad day where I like kept butting heads with the manager because our philosophies of like how we can fix these issues are different. And he said I live in fairy floss land. And then I just realized, like, if I have a bad day in this place, like, it's not even what I want to do, but if I'm doing what I want to do and I'm on a film set and I have a bad day, at least I'm still on a film set.
Yeah.
And so like I can totally relate, like, not that it's like rock bottom, but like you really have to hit, I think you have to have that kind of paradigm shift. And for you, we had to put you face down in the dirt. And that's
the
crazy.
paradigm shift to hit. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think I was waiting for my life to change, like for, you know, but then I was doing the same things I was doing all the time. And like, I already knew that not chasing my dreams, I didn't like it because I was living it. So like, I have no other option but to change it.
Yeah. So it's been 2 years of school.
Crazy.
Yeah. And like, it's been good. I'll catch up with Riley every, like 1 or 2 months, maybe something like that. But it's been like, from my perspective, 2 years of sort of being like a shit friend too. Because there's been countless fucking times, especially after filming, I've just been like scrolling through our conversations and reading of like, oh, I'm doing this weekend, you should come. Or we've got whatever the warehouse room is at school rented this weekend, we should film something. And like all the time I've just been like shutting it down and been like, oh, I'm too busy, I need to go into work and I need to do this. And like, I've definitely been like not involving myself in any of that. And I suppose subconsciously been a flake towards all of that, so.
No, and I have sympathy for that. If you've ever been a people pleaser and you work a job in sales, it takes everything from you. And like,
yeah, literally. And
like, I think we both have extroverted qualities, but we both are like probably more introverted. Like we could just be, you know, chilling on our computers like
Bro,
for weeks, that'll be fine.
Like, I'll be so happy.
And our jobs are so extroverted, so customer talking focused that like that drains us so much as well. And even like, you know, being on sets, if you're not in the right energy, that can kind of be the same thing. But it's like when you find like-minded people that like add to your fire, because it costs nothing to like light someone else's fire. It's unlimited. Like for Bushranger, we were shooting 7 days in the fucking bush, but like everyone was like feeling great, like, and like so excited, and it didn't feel like 7 days, even though we were trekking up fucking mountains and shit, like, because the energy was so good. And I was like so happy that Tom could make it to that, because I just wanted to like him to see, in a selfish way, like me in that energy to like, because I feel like the best version of myself. Me and Tom have this thing that's like, when we see something really good, it always makes us depressed because it like reflects something in us that we're not doing, we're not creating.
100%. Yeah.
We're not on that frequency level. So it's almost like trying to, hook my friends back in, not like intentionally, but like, just like share a little bit of energy. And now that like I'm at the end of my degree, like I have those skills, so we can actually like make the stuff that we've been trying to make for the last like 5 years at like at a high level, and actually like have the executive function to actually do it. And just especially like the best thing about uni is just like getting in the deliberate practice of making things. I think the longer it takes to make something, the bigger the thing like gets in your mind.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. And like I said, it was so good watching like all of Bushranger. I was there for one day, but it was so just good to see like the whole project. It was good to see you, obviously, and I was proud of my boy.
Too. Yeah. And it was almost like all my uni friends, I'm like, this is Tom. He's like my OG friend.
Yeah, I was just sort of like rocked up on the day, and I was only the extra for one day, and everyone else had been like rusted in for the full 6 days before I was there. I think it was so stark for everyone by you that I like rocked up.
And I was like, of course Tom's here. Like,
to help film, and everyone was sort of just like, how the fuck did you find out about this? Like, where'd you come from? Like, it was such a good experience, but it was so jarring, I guess, for me, where I was like, hey, it's Riley. What's going on? And I was just like hanging around you and walking around set. And it was so strange seeing everyone else being like, oh, Riley, what do you want me to do now? And like, we'll go do this. And I'm like, yep, well, we'll go organise this stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is just so crazy.
Yeah. It's like, and there's so much that it's hard to even like explain to like, you know, my parents or whatever, like how much involved it is. And like my dad was going to come to set one day, but he didn't end up doing it. But it was just like you would have been blown away with like how much we had to orchestrate. Like the techs at school were like, this is the biggest crew we've ever seen. And I'm like, and I've handpicked these motherfuckers because they're the best of the best.
Yeah.
Like the teachers saw the crew list and they're like, damn, you've got like the A-listers here. It's like,
You could even feel that on set though. Like everyone was just clicking. Everyone was so like respectful, but everyone was like looked up to everyone else's skill, I guess, you know. Like you spoke highly of literally everyone. Dean, our current cinematographer and cameraman, was there, and like the introduction I got of Dean years ago when you first met him was like, oh, he's so good, and he's like such like a cracked cinematographer and director of photography, and like you could feel how everyone else thought that on set, you know. Same with Adrian, was he the AD?
First AD,
yeah. You could tell it was all A-listers on the set. So,
which is actually like, it almost was a recipe for disaster because everyone on the crew is like someone that would run their own project. Yeah. Like it was like a bunch of leaders. Just for me, not having to worry or micromanage like a department just because I knew they were just so good. Like even the audio guys like Luke and Daniel were just like a cracked audio students and like post sound and location sound. And it's just like they're always standing by, always ready, not once to have to worry about them. And it's just like,
which is good.
Such a relief, like to not even have to think about it. And it's just going to be done well. Like, and Adrian, like he's like famous at our uni because he like does all his own projects outside of school that are so good. And he come on as first AD just to help me. He's like so good that he doesn't need to help anyone else. He just like is the guy, like, but the fact that he come and helped me run this was like, I was so grateful. So speaking of Bushranger, this is where we're actually going to film Bushranger, but you might see Dean pan to that tree.
Pan to the tree.
We told him locked off now, we're giving him commands, but the Harcourt bushfire has come down and like ravished this place, and now we're kind of getting some pipe cleaners back, some like new growth, which is really nice. And it was shut till after we wrapped Bushranger, so this was one of the outlooks we're going to use. So
I think I'll title this like a talk with my best friend or something like that. I was thinking of maybe a hike, but we stopped off at two like little walking sort of locations, which were both shut. Yeah. So we couldn't fucking hike anywhere. So we're just sort of stationary instead.
Like I said, how are you going to shut Earth? Like the shit's been here for thousands of years, and now it's shut today. Like what the fuck?
But hey, at least we get to shoot here the whole time.
And I'm just going to say it, looking pretty flat out there. Just going to say
it. The one thing I am thankful for sales, at least, is I feel way more confident than what I ever used to be. Like if I watch my old YouTube videos, like back from 2020 sort of era, I'm like such a miserable cunt. Like every video I watch, I'm like, oh my God, bro. So cringe. Like you're so just like, I'm like hunched over like this in every video, and I've got like, I just look depressed. Like there's no, I can't beat the allegations. I look like a twink, and I just look miserable constantly. So,
but it's hard because like until it's almost like the lexicon of like human kind of categorization of personalities. Until it's named, I think what like a pick-me is now is like how everyone used to just act. Yeah. But like now that there's a name for it, like it's brought awareness to that attitude, and now people are not doing it anymore. But until like it's named, it is just how people act.
Yeah, for sure.
And so like, I like look back and like definitely had like pick me energy, but like now that it's a thing that like is memed on, it's like now I try so hard to not give that energy at all. Like another thing like to overcome is like obviously the biggest one is like worrying about other people's impressions of you. Going around like trying to guess what people are thinking and then trying to act in accordance to what you think they think you should be acting like is like 3 times removed from reality. Because it's like, it's not even what they think, it's what you think they think. And it's like, so, and they might not even be thinking anything at all. But even if you're right, and you act the way that you think that you should be, then they raise the bar. And so it's a stupid game anyway. You can't win.
Exactly.
Every time I'm like in a tiff with a customer at work or something, it's always because like I'm assuming that they're thinking that I'm a bad salesman, so I'm overcompensating, trying to like convince them that I'm not. But like at the end of the day, we don't have the thing they want anyway, so I can just be honest and like let them have the judgment, and I don't have to do all this mental gymnastics because it's stupid anyway. And when I come at it from honesty, if they're asking me about a product that's not in my section or whatever, it's like, hey, look, like they're like, do you know about this? I'm like, no, look, I haven't looked at it at all. And instead of being like, oh yeah, kind of, and then I like kind of like half answer and I don't really know, and then they keep finding like the gaps in my knowledge, I just say, look, I don't know, and then they actually like can sympathize with how I really am, because now they see how I really am. Whatever I think the right answer is, often is not, because, and then it causes more tension. But almost always, if I just come from actual honesty, because I'm not trying to guess how they'll react, then they can understand where I'm actually coming from.
And it helps with creativeness anyway. Like I think when you were talking about Bushranger and you were worried that everyone you've invited on are like super good with their talents, but all sort of like leaders, because they're that level of talent that they can just make sort of whatever they want. I think it helps as your sort of role of director, writer, to direct them, because you're just honest. And I think everyone respects the way that you carried yourself on set as well, watching it.
I didn't think, especially like, we've been filming stuff for years, right? Like we've literally like used a camera and filmed before, but like in my own head, what a cinematographer is like what Dean is. Like someone who actually knows all the specs, like has a camera, like that's good, like Netflix certified quality camera, and cares about cinematography at a level that I like was purposely not engaging in my cinematography class. Like I was barely passing, like the teacher said, like skin of your teeth in my feedback. And like, it's true, because I was like literally actively saying, I don't care about camera, I'm not a cinematographer, I don't, like, I just want someone else to touch the camera. I'm glad when someone else touches the camera because I don't give a shit. That attitude was reflective in like the first short film I tried to get off the ground called Frames. Like, I like kind of just wanted Dean to come on, do all the storyboards and all the cinematography. I wanted like someone else to just come on and produce it all, with me just show up and like talk to the actors. Like, you know, maybe in a professional setting that can be the case if you're paying people, but it's just not a great attitude to have, because wouldn't you want to be involved in every part of it?
Sure.
Just having someone doing that role doesn't mean you get to not do it. It's like, it means you bring someone in to help you do it, I think now. And everyone, like, this attitude of like, I'm not an editor. Like I was saying, I'm not an editor because in my mind, you're the editor in our stuff. And like, you're a really good editor. And like my gap was so huge in that point. And like, and I'm not a cinematographer. And then I was seeing some of these films that these people that were being cinematographers were doing, and they were like at the same level, or not even at the same level that I was at. And I was like, oh wait, they don't have this like thing in their head that's like stopping them from doing it. But then they say, you know, I'm not an editor or whatever. And so I realized, because they were saying I'm not a blank, like then it becomes true because you've just put it out into the universe. So my biggest shift was just like, I'm deciding I'm never gonna say that again. Like, and I'm just gonna try it. Like for Dean's film Interzone, that was my first gaffing role. And like, I just fully went into it, even though I'm not a gaffer, was something I would have said like a month earlier. And like I went from like not wanting to touch a camera to like now I've DOP'd like kind of 3 large projects. And it's been so exciting, this kind of growth. And like people know me as a director of photography now. And they're like, even for How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse, Eva was like, oh yeah, Riley the DOP. And I'm like, told me 1 month ago, I didn't know how to touch a camera. Like another shift was like when I edited like together. When I was a kid, we went on a trip to Bali, and I just recorded everything with my camera, and everyone was like, why are you recording everything? That's weird. But then going through the footage, I was editing it together with my like limited editing skills at the time, and I was telling my mum about it, and she's like, oh, I used to always love editing your little videos. And I'm like, I have always done editing. Like,
Yeah.
I did my year 12 final on Windows Movie Maker, and it crashed every time I made a cut, but it was such a meme that I had to like climb that mountain to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I literally am an editor. I have edited stuff. I have shot stuff. Like,
Bro, we met because you edited my videos.
yeah, literally. And me thinking I'm not an editor, like it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's just this self-limiting belief that I was seeing so many people put on themselves that I decided, luckily, that I had enough awareness to change that in my like vocabulary.
Yeah.
And it's just led to so much growth. This like skill that I've been developing my whole life. And I remember coming out of school like having an ego death because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. But it's like, what about the video camera in my hand that I've been filming for the last like 20 years? Like, how about I do something with that? Like,
But I know what you mean about sort of self-limiting yourself, because I definitely like I said, I don't know if it was a conscious or a subconscious thing, but I like boxed myself fully out of like the creative world really for ages. I'd make Tomcasts and I'd always say that they're shit instead of like I'm proud and funny of them. And I'd sort of like shield myself from, I put effort into it. I was like, it's just whatever. You know, I just sort of like record it or whatever. So I could sort of shield myself from, I didn't have to put any effort in. If someone said they were shit, I could be like, yeah, it is. And I sort of boxed myself right out of the creative world, because then I just started working and I was like, oh, they are shit, lol. I'll just get a job and this will be my life, I guess, you know. Climb the corporate ladder and I fucking, like I got so involved into it. I enrolled into a fucking Bachelor of Business. Like, what am I trying to prove? I can get fucking fucked by corporate greed more. Like, and it like took me saying, yeah, I'll come to Bushranger, and like seeing that world to think like, yeah, what the fuck have I done?
to find like what your values are again when you forget them, like not that you forgot it, but like it like slips away, like you have to step over it and then be like, fuck, like I'm annoyed at myself. But it's like, instead of punishing yourself, it's a good chance to just be like, hey, I found him again.
Yeah.
Like I mean, one part, kind of tangent, but it's like I joined a men's club, like and we were reading like feminist literature, and it was like really cool, like, and doing art and stuff. And like we had a container of like things, how we act, and it's like one thing is like nothing leaves it. And I was like talking to my roommate about some of the people there, and then I was like, oh fuck, like without realizing it, I've like betrayed that container, even though none of them knew. But it was just like, I found the value in me that I overstepped, and it was a good chance for me to, like, instead of panicking about it, I like instead forgave myself and just said, like, now I've got my North Star going forward. Yeah. So yeah, that's beautiful that it happened, and yeah, we had to kill you for it to happen. Yeah, and like your Tomcasts, like I really like them, and they're so you, which obviously I think this helps because I like you and like I see you in them.
Oh, stop it.
And like, especially there's this one that he's talking, and then it like, he goes, I think you go like that, and then you cut to like when you're on a soccer field, and then I'm like, fuck, like podcast outside? Yeah. Like that's genius. Yeah, and then that's what I like did my Life of Riley's, like like my ripoff of the Tomcast. Like,
true, the maybe first like one was the Popperhead, wasn't it?
Literally, yeah. Every one that I've done, apart from, I guess, ours and then the Silly Boys one, has been outside, because it's just like, separates it so much from the status quo of like what a podcast is. Yeah. And it's just beautiful. And like, I liked that in my Popperhead one, if you just scroll through the timeline, you see the clouds like going past. Like,
but it's so like enlightening having that shift again, where I'm like, damn, the fuck am I not creating stuff for? Because like I'm writing like every day, like I said, like while I'm at work. If I've got downtime, I like crack the back open of my notepad planner, and I'm just scribbling shit down. Oh, that'd be such a cool idea. And it's just it's given me such much more zest for life as well. I just feel happier and more energetic, you know? Like I'll have fucked days, like I'll do 10-hour days, no breaks, that sort of stuff. But I get home and I'm still like excited to keep going and keep writing and keep sort of making and do this shit on the weekends, where I never would. I'd usually just be like, oh, I'm doing nothing, and I'm happy with it. So glad I had a fucking death. And a rose to
hell yeah, brother. Welcome back to the fold.
Hey.